Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Clifford Stone. I was a Sergeant First Class, United States Army. I had a secret clearance with nuclear surety. I could get the clearance that I needed to do whatever it was that was necessary for me to do at the time on special operations when I was called in on those. What I'm referring to here is that I was involved in situations where we actually did recoveries of crashed saucers, for lack of a better term, debris thereof. There were bodies that were involved with some of these crashes, also some were alive.
It isn't right to do the ridicule. I mean, a lot of people suffer.
Retired Army officer Clifford Stone certainly suffered after he began private research into the UFO phenomena while still in the service.
Well, I was given a lawful order while I was in the military to back off. I refused that lawful order. That resulted in me having to go to be psychoanalyzed, which kind of backfired on my command. But I was actually given a lawful order not to write to members of Congress without first getting it approved through my command.
When we got there, a person that I would later always call the colonel, he was there and he came up and he told me, he says, Specialist, I need you to go ahead, take your Geiger counter. And I want you to take Geiger counter readings and call them back to us. Well, I was asking, well, what is it? And he went ahead and said, it's some type of Soviet spacecraft that crashed. Says, now, if you get there and you see anything unusual, you need to keep in mind that the Soviets put monkeys, just like we do, in their craft. And as a result of that, if you see any bodies, don't worry about it. It will be monkeys. This was nothing that I had ever seen. I knew it wasn't our craft. I knew it wasn't the Soviet craft. As soon as I got to the place where I could look down, I could see where there was a little kidney-shaped door that opened on the side, and I saw one of the creatures lying out there. I went ahead and told him I needed an officer. I needed an officer to come up there, that this wasn't right. I also said, this is no damn monkey.
Clifford Stone had a spotless military record until the summer of 1986, when his Army commanders found out he was writing a book about UFOs. From that point on, Stone says, his life became a living nightmare.
If you have an interest in UFOs and you're writing Freedom of Information Act request and writing various senators, then there has to be something wrong with you. So they set me up for a mental health evaluation. For 22 and a half years, I served in the United States Army. During my tenure, I was on many occasions asked to serve as the official, unofficial UFO consultant dealing with UFO matters in the areas of my assignment.
My question is to Clifford Stone. You said that you had seen aliens on a craft that had crashed. I wondered if you could describe what they looked like.
I could, but it would probably take a whole lot of time. The reason I state that, when I got out in 1989, we had cataloged 57 different species.
Okay, what I'm going to be telling you now, it's going to be hard to swallow. But when I was very young, I had, as you saw in the movie, I had these visits by what I thought was kids. The day I killed a little bird by accident, I was trying to save its life. I was only about 6, 7. I saw one of these little children as to what they really looked like. They wanted to know, or he wanted to know, why was I feeling like what I was feeling? In short, I didn't know it at the time, but one of those little children, which ultimately wound up being this particular entity, chooses people for life. In this case, he chose me. Throughout my life, they will monitor what I do. And it won't be what I want them to feel, what I feel this or feel that. No, they actually learn from our life's experiences. When it comes to doing the interfacing, the government can't train this. They cannot train it. Not at all. They have to find the people that have that interface.
Thank you.